we've all been told to exercise. You see people in the spinning class for an hour. You're told go to the gym and get on the treadmill or the elliptical for an hour. And then they tell you maybe you should weightlift for an hour. Yoga is an hour. Jazzercise is an hour. Everything is an hour or more. You're told if you do this, you'll reduce your stress, you'll feel better, you'll improve your mood, you'll live longer, you'll be healthier. And of course, we all want to be healthier. But what lawyer has this kind of time? It can be so discouraging. Hi, welcome to From Porch Lawyer, where we explore the humanity of lawyering. I'm Francine, your host. Now, a few years ago, I was leading a 3-day women's ski clinic for expert skiers. Side note, I am a certified ski instructor. Now, one of the women in my group was 75 years old. I'll call her Betty. I knew Betty had been skiing most of her life, but what I was worried about was her keeping up with the rest of the group who were women in their 30s and early 40s. So I took her aside and asked her, how do you feel about being in this group? Are you going to be okay? And she said, I think I'll be okay, but if I'm not, I'll let you know. I said, okay, so let's go out on the hill. And we did. But it's my job to keep all the women safe. So I kept a special eye on Betty. Well, the first morning, she outskied everybody. All day long, she outskied everybody. Day 2 and day 3, she outskied everybody. And at the end of every day, she was just as upbeat at the end of the day as she was at the beginning of the day. I was inspired. I couldn't believe it. She wasn't just keeping up, she was leading the pack. So I had to ask her after 3 days how she did it. She shared her secret with me in 3 little words: move every day. She told me that she didn't always do difficult or extensive things every day. All she just made sure was that she moved every day. And this brings me to the biggest myth about exercise. People think it has to be extensive, long in duration, and intensive for it to be beneficial. People think this because the internet and magazines are chocked full of purported experts who have no education in health and fitness, touting the latest and greatest machine health and nutrition. From the next great green smoothie to the next home gym machine, from paleo to keto and all these diet crazes, all of these fads are misleading you into thinking if you don't jump on board, you're going to miss out on something healthy. And even if you're an elite athlete, someone destined to go to the Olympics, much of what you hear is just nonsense. And there's so much information and misinformation that it becomes overwhelming. Most of it's just advertising fluff, not founded in science. So instead, let's get to the truth. According to the Mayo Clinic, and that's my go-to for health and fitness because they are actually scientists and experts, moving manages stress. Notice, I didn't say exercise. I said moving, the same words Betty used. Having physical activity in your life does boost your feel-good endorphins. It improves your mood and it distracts you from your daily worries. This is how we manage stress. It helps turn off the stress chemical cortisol so we can turn on the good-feeling chemicals. If you want to know more about the cortisol tap that's turned on with stress that we need to turn off, watch my video, Lawyers Conquering Stress, part 1 of 3. In it, it has information. The link is up on your right corner. Lawyers have a lot of stress by nature of our profession, and you need movement to relieve some of that stress for you. So let's start by changing how you look at movement or exercise. Instead of thinking about it as exercise, which brings up visions of gyms and weightlifting and sweat, exhaustion, and time, think movement. When I say movement, for me, visions of Tai Chi come to mind. Slow, deliberate movements. You don't have to be an athlete. You can even be out of shape. Any movement works for stress management. Think of movement as meditation in motion. Now, doesn't that sound a lot more doable than exercise? By the way, if you have an exercise routine, keep it up. You don't need to change that. But if you don't have a routine, let's start a meditation in motion routine, slowly and small. Make it your ultimate goal to reduce stress and to recharge. Pick activities that you enjoy. If you aren't sure what that might be, try a few things until you find one that you like. Some examples could be walking, jogging, biking, yoga, tai chi, gardening, swimming, or even dancing. And you don't have to spend 20, 30 minutes or an hour to devote to this movement. Break it up into smaller chunks. You could do 2 or 3 10-minute walks a day. A 10-minute walk before work, 10 minutes at lunch, and 10 minutes after dinner. Pick up a fiction book in audio and listen to it while you do your walk. Now you're doing 2 things designed to reduce stress at the same time. Of course, if you haven't moved in a while, check with your doctor first. But just do what Betty said. Move every day. Thanks for joining me on my front porch. I love to get your comments and feedback or comments below. This is Francine Tone and Front Porch Lawyer, and I'll see you next time.